Welcome to Notes from the Edge. I'm Lacy, writer, trauma educator, and executive advisor, your host. This is the place where we have the conversations we should have been having all along. And today I want to talk about if you've ever experienced betrayal or infidelity, emotional abuse, manipulation, abandonment, repeated violation of your trust. You've probably wondered why it still affects you years later. You may understand logically that the danger is past, yet your body still scans every room, you second guess every text message, and constantly wait for the other shoe to drop. You certainly question your intuition all the time and wonder if you're becoming cynical or maybe you've stopped trusting yourself altogether. I want you to know there may be absolutely nothing wrong with you. Your safety system or survival system may simply be doing exactly what it was designed to do. Today isn't about blame. It's not about diagnosing you or labels. It's about understanding the biology behind betrayal and why trust isn't simply an emotional experience. It's actually a biological one, too. Let's start with something that I think gets misunderstood. Trust is not just a feeling. Trust is actually a prediction. Every moment your brain is asking one question: am I safe? Am I safe? Am I safe? And if the answer is yes, then your safety or survival system relaxes. Your body relaxes. If the answer is no, your body prepares you for survival. Most people think betrayal hurts because someone lied. And of course, that's part of it. But biologically, betrayal is way bigger than just dishonesty. Betrayal destroys prediction. The person your brain categorized as safe suddenly becomes the source of danger, and this creates an enormous neurological conflict. Your brain actually has to rewrite everything it believed about reality, and that takes time. When trust is broken, your stress hormones surge. Cortisol increases, adrenaline increases, your body prepares to fight, flee, freeze, or fawn. And at the same time, the systems that once helped you bond with another person become very confused. Oxytocin, often called the bonding hormone, doesn't simply just disappear. In fact, relationships can become incredibly confusing because attachment and fear exist together sometimes. The one reason trauma bonds feel so powerful is because of that. And people will say, well, if they hurt me, why do I still miss them? Attachment isn't weakness. Attachment is biology. The body doesn't always distinguish between what's familiar and what's healthy. Sometimes it simply recognizes what helped you survive. And this is where my work begins. One of the central ideas I teach is this: survival becomes adaptation, then that adaptation can become identity. When a survival strategy keeps us alive long enough, we stop experiencing it as something we do, and we start experiencing it as who we are. Hypervigilance can become I'm just an anxious person. People pleasing becomes I'm really nice. Emotional numbness becomes I don't have feelings. Distrust becomes I don't trust anybody. But what if those aren't personality traits? What if they're brilliant adaptations that just never got retired? That's a very different conversation. Because if an adaptation can be learned, it can also be unlearned. Not overnight, not through willpower, but through safety, repetition, healthy relationships, and survival or nervous system repair. One of the biggest mistakes we make after betrayal is assuming our brain should automatically know we're safe. But healing doesn't happen because we can intellectually explain something to ourselves. Healing happens because our body has repeated experiences that contradict the old prediction. That's why consistency matters more than promises. That's why actions matter more than words. Why honesty matters way more than charm. And while emotional safety matters more than grand gestures. Your body, your survival system isn't asking, what did they say? It's asking, what have they repeatedly shown me? Something else happens after betrayal. Many people stop trusting themselves, not because they're incapable, but because they begin questioning every instinct they ever had. They replay conversations over and over, ignore red flags, wonder how they missed it, and then conclude through that they can't trust themselves, that they don't believe what's true. I think what often happens is that we trusted somebody who violated our trust. And those aren't the same thing. Learning to trust yourself again isn't pretending betrayal never happened. It's learning to recognize that your capacity to love was never the problem. Someone else's misuse of that trust doesn't eliminate your ability to discern into the future. How do you know you're healing? For me, the answer isn't that I stopped feeling afraid. It's that fear no longer gets to make every decision, and sometimes I still have to do it scared. For me, it's not about forgetting, pretending, or becoming naive. It's about discerning without becoming imprisoned. It's reaching a place where my past informs my wisdom instead of dictating my future. So I'll leave you with one thought. Yes, we need to ask not what's wrong with us, but what happened to us. That's an important question. But eventually another one can emerge. What adaptations did you develop in order to survive? And do you still need them today? Are they serving you, or are they imprisoning you? Because the very thing that once protected you over time can eventually become a cage. And that doesn't make you or me broken. It makes us both beautifully human. And the incredible news is this: the survival system can change. The brain can create new pathways. Trust can be rebuilt, not at once, certainly not with everyone, but one safe relationship, including the one with yourself. One honest conversation or repaired experience and courageous step at a time. If this conversation resonated with you, I'd love for you to share it with somebody who might need to hear it. Until next time, remember this: you are not a label. You are not your worst day. And start asking yourself, what did you perform in order to survive? It may have gotten you here, but is it still serving you today? And if it's not, what's it really costing you? I'm Lisa Lacy, your host. Welcome to The Edge.